Have you ever met an older person who truly enjoys their solitude? Someone who doesn't feel lonely but actually thrives in their own company? Many assume that being alone means being lonely, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, seniors who embrace solitude often possess incredible strengths that make their lives richer, more peaceful, and deeply fulfilling. Why is that? Because solitude isn't about isolation. It's about freedom. It's about knowing yourself so well that you don't need constant distractions to feel complete. Today, we'll explore 9 unique qualities of seniors who cherish their alone time and why they might just be some of the most insightful, resilient, and content people you'll ever meet. And stick around until the end because the last quality is the one that ties everything together and might even change how you view solitude forever. Solitude. To some, it's a word that sparks loneliness, but to certain seniors, it's a source of strength, wisdom, and deep fulfillment. These individuals have discovered something most people overlook: the incredible power of being alone. They don't just tolerate solitude, they thrive in it. Let's explore why. 1. Profound self-awareness, the gift of reflection. Many people go through life surrounded by noise, expectations, responsibilities, and the constant presence of others. But those who embrace solitude have spent decades looking inward, understanding themselves on a profound level. Think about Margaret, a retired teacher. In her 40s, her life was a whirlwind, raising children, managing a career, and constantly juggling responsibilities. But now, in her 70s, solitude has become her greatest teacher. Every morning, she sits by her window with a cup of tea and journals about her thoughts, dreams, and reflections. Through this practice, she's gained clarity, confidence, and peace. When I was younger, I was too busy to hear my own thoughts. Now I finally listen, and it's the most freeing thing I've ever done. Seniors who enjoy being alone don't need external validation to feel secure. They know their worth, their values, and what truly matters to them. Their self-awareness gives them a calm confidence that is both rare and inspiring. 2. Unshakable independence, mastering life on their own terms. Seniors who enjoy solitude aren't just comfortable being alone. They thrive in their independence. They don't wait for others to make decisions for them. They take charge of their lives, trusting in their own abilities. Take John, 72, a widower who lives alone by choice. Instead of feeling isolated, he's built a life full of adventure, learning, and growth. He's traveled to 3 countries solo. He's taken up woodworking, creating beautiful pieces for his grandchildren. He even learned how to fix things around the house, refusing to depend on anyone else. When you spend time alone, you learn to rely on yourself. You become stronger, more resourceful, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. These individuals don't see solitude as a weakness. They see it as freedom, a chance to shape their lives exactly as they choose. 3. A deep, unshakable sense of peace. Most people fear silence. They fill their days with TV, social media, and endless distractions because they're afraid of being alone with their thoughts. But those who embrace solitude find peace in it. They understand that quiet doesn't mean empty. It means space to think, breathe, and just be. They enjoy nature, taking long walks in the park without needing company. They savor a good book, completely immersed in the world of words. They meditate, pray, or simply sit in stillness, appreciating the present moment. A study even found that seniors who regularly spend time alone, without feeling lonely, experience lower stress levels, better emotional balance, and greater life satisfaction than those constantly seeking social interactions. People think being alone is sad, but I've never felt more at peace, says Clara, 85, a former librarian who loves her solitary evenings with a cup of tea and a classic novel. For them, solitude isn't a void. It's a rich, fulfilling space. And in the next section, we'll uncover how their love for alone time fuels something unexpected, a powerful creative spirit that keeps their minds sharp and their hearts fulfilled. 4. A rich inner life. Have you ever met someone whose presence alone feels like opening a book filled with wisdom? Seniors who enjoy solitude often have a rich and complex inner world, shaped by decades of reflection, learning, and deep thinking. They don't just observe life. They analyze, question, and absorb everything around them, making them some of the most insightful individuals you'll ever meet. Take Clara, an 85-year-old former librarian. She has spent her life surrounded by books, but she doesn't just read them. She lives through them. Every book she owns holds a lesson, a memory, or an idea that has shaped her outlook on life. Sitting with Clara is like stepping into a world of endless stories, where every conversation is packed with historical references, philosophical debates, and personal reflections. Books have been my greatest companions, she says. But more than that, they've helped me understand the world and my place in it. This depth of thought isn't limited to literature. Seniors with a rich inner life often engage in deep contemplation about human nature, relationships, and personal growth. They reflect on their past, analyze their decisions, and seek meaning in everyday moments. Unlike those who constantly seek distractions, they find contentment in their own thoughts, making them emotionally self-sufficient. Their solitude isn't empty. It's filled with intellectual exploration. Whether it's through journaling, painting, playing music, or simply reflecting on life's biggest questions, these individuals have mastered the art of being alone without feeling lonely. And this makes them incredibly captivating to talk to. Unlike surface-level small talk, conversations with them often feel like stepping into a documentary, packed with wisdom, unique insights, and perspectives that make you think in ways you never have before. The ability to cultivate such a rich inner world is a rare and powerful trait, one that turns solitude into an adventure, not a burden. 5. Emotional resilience. Life is filled with challenges, loss, disappointment, change. But those who embrace solitude develop a remarkable ability to process emotions on their own. They don't suppress their feelings or depend on external distractions. Instead, they sit with their emotions, understand them, and find their own way to heal. Take Robert, a 75-year-old veteran. After losing his wife, he could have let grief consume him. Instead, he turned to nature as his refuge. Every morning, he hikes along a quiet trail, taking in the fresh air, the rustling leaves, the sounds of birds overhead. Out here I can think, I can feel, and I can heal, he says. This ability to find peace within themselves is what sets emotionally resilient seniors apart. While others may seek constant company to distract from sadness, they have learned to work through emotions in solitude, making them stronger in the long run. Studies have shown that seniors who spend time reflecting, whether through meditation, journaling, or simply walking alone, tend to have lower stress levels, better emotional balance, and a greater sense of self-control. They don't rely on others to fix their pain. Instead, they accept, process, and move forward with grace. This resilience makes them incredibly stable and dependable. They've weathered countless storms in life and have come out wiser, calmer, and more in tune with themselves. When they speak, their words carry the weight of experience. When they listen, they do so with understanding, not judgment. Their ability to navigate grief, change, and hardship without losing themselves is what makes them not just survivors, but true pillars of emotional strength. 6. Gratitude and contentment. In a world that often glorifies busyness and accumulation, seniors who enjoy solitude have mastered the art of gratitude and contentment. They don't chase after the next big thing. Instead, They find joy in the small, everyday moments that others often overlook. Take Elena, a retired nurse. Every morning, she makes herself a cup of tea, steps outside, and simply watches the birds in her backyard. She listens to their songs, observes their movements, and feels the warmth of the morning sun on her skin. People rush through life and miss the beauty right in front of them, she says. I just sit, breathe, and appreciate what's here. This ability to find happiness in simplicity is what keeps them grounded. They don't need extravagant vacations or material possessions to feel fulfilled. A good book, a warm blanket, the sound of rain tapping against the window. These little things bring them peace. Studies show that practicing daily gratitude reduces stress, improves mental health, and even strengthens the immune system. It's not about ignoring life's hardships, but about shifting focus to what's still good, still beautiful, still worth cherishing. And because they cultivate this deep sense of contentment, they are rarely envious, rarely restless. Instead, they radiate a sense of peace that draws others in. People often feel calm in their presence, as if their outlook on life reminds them to slow down and appreciate what truly matters. Their secret? They don't wait for happiness. They create it in the quiet, ordinary moments of life. Chapter 7. Empathy and Compassion. The profound kindness that comes from solitude. One of the most extraordinary qualities of older individuals who embrace solitude is their deep well of empathy and compassion. Many assume that those who enjoy being alone are detached or uninterested in others, but the opposite is often true. Time spent alone isn't just about isolation, it's about reflection, emotional growth, and developing a profound understanding of human nature. Think about Helen, an 82-year-old retired social worker. Throughout her career, she dedicated herself to helping others, listening to their struggles, and offering support. After retirement, she could have chosen to step away from the emotional weight of others' problems. Instead, she now spends her free time volunteering at a local shelter, offering a warm presence and a listening ear to those in need. But here's the key. Helen doesn't just hear people. She truly listens. She has mastered the rare ability to sit in silence with someone's pain, without feeling the need to fill the space with empty words. Her deep empathy didn't come from constant socializing. It came from years of quiet contemplation, self-reflection, and an understanding of her own emotions. Older individuals who enjoy solitude often spend more time processing their experiences, which makes them highly attuned to the emotions of others. They recognize pain, joy, and struggle in a way that many others overlook because they have spent so much time understanding these emotions within themselves. In contrast, those who always surround themselves with people may be engaged in conversations, but how often do they truly listen? Many conversations in social settings are rushed, superficial, or filled with distractions. But for someone who values solitude, every interaction is intentional. They choose their words carefully, and when they offer advice or comfort, it comes from a place of genuine understanding. The power of quiet empathy. This kind of deep emotional intelligence is why so many older individuals who prefer solitude become trusted confidants. Whether it's a younger family member seeking advice, a friend in distress, or even a stranger in need, people gravitate toward their wisdom and calming presence. These seniors may not be the loudest in the room, but when they speak, people listen. Their insights are thoughtful, their support unwavering, and their kindness is never forced. It's simply who they are. Think about the last time you truly felt understood by someone. It likely wasn't during a loud group conversation, but rather in a quiet moment with someone who really saw you. That's the power of empathy developed in solitude. Why solitude makes people more compassionate. Spending time alone allows a person to reflect on their own struggles, making them more understanding of others' hardships. develop patience, as they aren't caught in the rush of social expectations. Appreciate deep, meaningful conversations rather than engaging in surface-level small talk. See the bigger picture instead of reacting emotionally to every situation. Because of these qualities, older individuals who enjoy their own company often form the most profound connections when they do interact with others. They are selective about who they spend time with, but when they choose to connect, their presence is deeply meaningful. A rare and beautiful gift. Helen's story is just one example, but the truth is, there are countless seniors out there who possess this quiet, powerful form of empathy. They may not seek attention, but their impact is undeniable. They remind us that true compassion isn't about how many people you surround yourself with. It's about how deeply you care for the people you do connect with. So the next time you meet an older person who enjoys solitude, don't mistake their quiet nature for disinterest. Instead, recognize that they may just be one of the most understanding, compassionate, and emotionally intelligent people you'll ever meet. 8. Strong sense of boundaries. Many people go through life feeling obligated to say yes to invitations, to favors, to conversations that drain them. But seniors who enjoy solitude have mastered the art of setting boundaries. They understand that constantly giving in to social obligations can leave them feeling exhausted and unfulfilled, and they've learned how to protect their time, space, and energy. Take Beatrice, a 73-year-old retired professor. In her younger years, she felt the need to always be available for family, for friends, even for casual acquaintances who wanted to chat. She would pick up every phone call, attend every event, and say yes to every request, even when she desperately needed time to rest and recharge. It wasn't until her 60s that she realized constantly putting others first was draining her emotionally and physically. One evening, after yet another exhausting family gathering where she barely got a moment to herself, she made a life-changing decision. I'm no longer going to feel guilty for protecting my peace. From that moment forward, Beatrice started implementing clear, unapologetic boundaries. At first, it was difficult. She worried that declining an invitation or prioritizing her own needs would make her seem selfish. But over time, she found that the people who truly cared about her respected her honesty. Now, when she needs time alone, she simply says, "Thank you for the invite, but I need a quiet evening today. I'd love to catch up, but let's plan for another time when I have more energy. I appreciate your offer, but I won't be able to make it." She never over-explains or makes excuses because she knows she doesn't have to. Why setting boundaries matters. Seniors who cherish solitude understand that boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about choosing where to invest their time and energy. When they do engage with others, they are fully present rather than showing up out of obligation. By saying no to things that drain them, they say yes to what truly nourishes their soul. Whether that's reading, painting, taking a peaceful morning walk, or simply enjoying a cup of tea in silence. And the best part? They never feel guilty about it. They know that by protecting their peace, they are living life on their own terms, with clarity, confidence, and a deep sense of self-respect. 9. A heightened appreciation for relationships. There's a common misconception that people who enjoy solitude don't value relationships. But in reality, they cherish them even more, not by surrounding themselves with large crowds, but by nurturing deep, meaningful connections with a select few. Solitude enhances connection. Think about it. When you're comfortable being alone, you don't feel the need to fill every moment with social interactions. Instead, you become more selective, choosing quality over quantity. Seniors who enjoy solitude aren't antisocial. They just have a different approach to relationships. Take Uncle David, 78, for example. He's not the type to attend every party or chat endlessly on the phone. Instead, he balances his quiet time with intentional social interactions. When he meets up with friends, He's fully present, engaged, and genuinely invested in their conversations. Unlike those who socialize out of habit, Uncle David chooses his interactions with care. He enjoys long, one-on-one conversations over coffee rather than large, noisy gatherings. He prefers deep discussions over small talk, valuing substance over quantity. He remembers details, birthdays, important life events, because he listens with his full attention. Why this matters. Many people spend time with others simply to avoid loneliness, but seniors who enjoy solitude don't seek companionship out of fear. They do it out of genuine desire. Because they aren't dependent on constant socializing, their relationships become more intentional, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. This is why their friendships often last longer and feel deeper. They don't just collect acquaintances, they invest in true, lifelong connections. The balance between solitude and social life. Uncle David has found the perfect balance between solitude and social interaction. He recharges in his alone time, allowing him to be more emotionally available when he does engage with others. He never feels forced into socializing. When he spends time with people, it's because he truly wants to. He's not distracted or preoccupied. When he's with someone, he's fully there. This mindful approach to relationships makes his friendships even stronger. His friends know that when he reaches out, it's not out of obligation, but out of genuine care. In contrast, people who constantly surround themselves with others often take their relationships for granted. But seniors like Uncle David value every interaction, making their friendships feel more meaningful and fulfilling. By embracing solitude, they've learned that relationships aren't about how many people you know, but about how deeply you connect with the ones who truly matter. Many people misunderstand solitude. They think being alone means being lonely. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Loving solitude isn't about avoiding people. It's about knowing yourself, valuing your time, and finding peace in your own company. It's about choosing quality over quantity in relationships and appreciating the beauty of quiet moments. Those who embrace solitude are not isolated. They are independent, reflective, and deeply in tune with what truly matters. If you recognize yourself in these qualities, embrace them. You have cultivated a life filled with self-awareness, resilience, and wisdom. While many spend their lives chasing external validation, you've found something even more valuable: inner peace. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you enjoy your alone time? What benefits have you found in solitude? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if this video resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content about self-growth, happiness, and thriving in your golden years. Your journey is an inspiration. Keep embracing who you are.